you to turn the game around?
Definitely. I think we came in at halftime. Obviously, felt good about a lot of things that were going on. It was just really third down. We were spending a little more time on than you normally do because both offense and defense we were on the wrong side of it. So I think if I recall, I think they were 4 out of 5, for 80%, and we were I think 2 for something. I can't exactly. So. And I think once we've got going there, because we felt really good about our pass rush defensively going against their protection unit, and I don't think they converted the third down in the second half. So our guys are playing so hard. I love the communication. This was a game. Actually, it was good to get some pressure schemes to go against offensively. They hit us on the first one, the middle dog cross on the first play of the game. So. We need that. We haven't seen a lot of pressure this year, so I really like the way the game flowed. Obviously the competitiveness of it, but a lot of adjustment football, and our players are coaches are doing a great job with it.
Trevon, did he start complaining about the tightness of the back? How serious is it? I know
he could have returned. I think Rich said he could have returned in the game, if needed to. So I know it's something that. I think he got a cleat on it because I talked to him at halftime, so it was bothering him at halftime.
You talk about the level he's playing in both of those interceptions, especially the second one where he's thrown.
I mean, player of the month. I mean, working on second month of the season. I mean, he's playing with phenomenal confidence. Obviously took the big responsibility today, watching their top receiver and deliver with two huge plays there in the second half. So. Playing at a very high level right now. It's awesome.
Offensively, you got it going with the ground game, and Zeke and Tony. Zeke had the big runs. This is the product that he's talked about being in better shape and quicker than in past years.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this the only experience I have is last year, and I think just as a whole everything's better. I think just the understanding of how we want to run the football, the commitment to the run. These last 3 weeks has been outstanding, and. It just so many good things come off of the run game. So, and just to have Zeke and Tony just to bang all day. I mean, it's obviously it's a real strength for us these last 3 weeks.
You talk about the 2 decisions to go for it on two.
To go for it on 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was after the penalty that put the yard line on the ball on the 1 yard line. So that's frankly that's something that we practice. It's all part of our situational football emphasis, and and then there's a point in the game, at some point in the third quarter or fourth quarter, you trust your go for 2 chart. So that was the second one.
Like they've been really good against the run, Carolina, and they bring a lot of pressure. Was there something you guys saw that made you believe that you still would be able to run the ball, even though they've been so good at stopping it today?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's once again they've played well against the run, but we've been running very well too. So I just think their pressure schemes, getting in and out of different defensive personnels. Our guys are doing a great job identifying it and keeping us in clean looks. As far as proper blocking angles and that's and Tony and Zeke are getting clean looks to a 3-man surface particularly, and you can see the ball going back in the A gap. So I just we're hitting a pretty good rhythm right now. I mean, it's early. We've only played 4 games, but I really like the way we've run the ball here in the last 3 weeks.
You were talking about third down earlier. I think they were like 0 of 7, 0 of 8 in the second half. Did you change some things schematically on third down to give them different looks, or what?
I mean, a little more pressure calls. I mean, they hit they hit a 3rd and 12 and a 3rd and 11. So, we had 1 versus a 3-man rush. So I would just say we were a little more aggressive and. But just really stay with the plan. I mean, it's the matchups, the rotation, the defensive front. I think our coaches are doing a good job just staying after it. So we rolled all of our guys tonight like we intended to up front, and everybody contributed.
From your time around Trevon, does he seem like
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part.
From your time around Trevon, does he seem like a guy who enjoys the challenge of facing a top wide receiver like DJ Moore?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what he wants. I mean, and that's and those are the opportunities that he should have. He's earned that, and he's playing number one confidence purely in that back end. I mean, he's the way he breaks on the ball. I mean, he has as fine as hands that I've been a part of in this league. The way he goes after that football.
You guys had a decision to make in the first half on a penalty that Randy Gregory drew on the face mask. You guys decided to decline that penalty and take the 3rd and 12. What went into that decision, and did it play out?
I think it's really the answer I gave David a couple questions ago. It's 3rd and 12, opportunity to get 3 and out. I think it would have been second. The penalty would have been half the distance of the goal, 2nd and long. I mean, 3rd and 12, we expect to win that match up there. I mean, that's 3rd and 12 and 3rd and 11. Give him some credit, but that's opportunity for a 3 and out there.
You were talking earlier in the week about Dak Prescott, and when you have a quarterback playing at this level, the confidence it not only gives the offense but the whole team. It's not another example. I mean, it was close, and then you have just a slim opening there in the 3rd, and he just helps break it open with some of those plays.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's in an excellent rhythm. And I think I can't say it enough because when you're playing against in these games with all the different personnel rotations and the pressure, I mean, there's more adjustments and more tweaks, and and he managed it at an extremely high level today. So made the throws. We had the stag down there, the big one, the said, and he's playing very well right now.
The defense had 5 sacks and 11 quarterback hits on Darnold. What was your overall assessment of the team's pass rush?
I think you've answered the question. I mean, that was the matchup that we felt that we could maximize. Particularly getting them in 3rd and long, and and I think we really clearly illustrated that in the second half.
Everyone in the stadium knew you guys were running the ball late in that game. Still, your 4-minute offense was able to grind it out and get that win. How important is that sort of a situation for this team?
Extremely important. There's every football game. There's a point in every football game you have to go run the football. You got to go run the football when they know that everybody knows you're going to run it. That's what good teams, good run teams do. So and we've been doing that. So and we're going to have to do it again. In 7 days against the Giants. So I mean that's what we're putting on film. The first 4 weeks of every NFL season, you have scouted looks and all those types of things, but you establish your identity. And we clearly have established the fact that we can run the football and we can stop the run. That was obviously an emphasis coming off of last year's performance, and so far so good.
Coach, what's the biggest difference you've seen in Trey Diggs in his rookie season going into his second season?
I'd say health and confidence. I mean, he's healthy. He fought through a couple injuries last year, and he's just playing with supreme confidence right now.
It looks like you guys are in a groove where everything kind of works. Do you feel that way?
No. Well, we have a lot of areas we can improve on. I mean, that's the beauty of what's going on. I mean, our team knows how to win. We've established that here the last 3 weeks, and that's the most important thing. But right now we're not really into the style points. We have a game plan, and the adjustments that we're making. It's keeping our guys in clean looks, and and just the way they're playing together, the energy and the way they're flying around is a big part of our success right now. But there's definitely room for improvement, and we all realize that.
You talked a lot about how important it is for veterans and rookies to be on the same page. How have y'all been so successful in getting those young defenders up to speed so quickly?
Well, I mean, you just got to give credit to everybody involved. I mean, it starts with Dan Quinn, and just the communication that goes on every day. I think, our teaching environment is vastly improved from last year. So that was definitely a huge emphasis for us, and I think you're seeing the benefits of it. So the players are totally into it. We're having more walkthroughs than we ever had, and I just think that's kind of where we are. We've had to play a lot of people so far in the first 4 weeks, and it's not only great for us as a team, but this is awesome for us, for particularly our young guys, because our young guys are getting a ton of experience right now, and I'm very hopeful that it'll pay forward as we get into the season.
What was it like on the sideline during that 3rd quarter with Dak throwing 3 touchdowns, Diggs having multiple interceptions?
What was it like? It was fun. You're obviously focused on other things, but yeah, I mean, it's when you do get in the groove and things click, it's a lot of excitement. But every football game has ebb and flow to it. There's momentum swings that you have to stay in tune with, and you got to be ready for the counter punches that the opponent plays. So, but I like the way our guys stay up on the balls of their feet and keep punching.
You guys
clear that you only have, last year to compare to Zeke Elliott this year in terms of your experience with him as a head coach. But you went against him when he was an opponent of yours as well a couple of years back. How does the Zeke you're seeing now compare to the Zeke that you saw when you were the Packers?
I mean, very similar. I mean, obviously had huge seasons, his first couple of years. Once again, we do have a path that we feel like you need to take. I mean, it's a long year. There's 17 games, that you think about those things. And I think the best thing that we do have going is, Zeke doesn't have to go out and carry it 30 times, every week or 25 times a week. So, the most important thing is, get to win games. That's a priority. But, we want to make sure those guys are healthy for the long term, too.
Micah got the start at nickel linebacker. You guys were rotating some guys there, and he also moved around a bit. What dictated his usage today?
Game plan. I mean, those are just all game plan decisions.
Guys,
You were very good in the red zone on offense today. Is that something that you guys have been emphasizing the last few weeks to get better and better?
Yeah, definitely. Last 2 weeks. I mean, we had a chance there to be 100% last week. Just had the one, stop on the goal line. So, really weeks 1 and 2 wasn't quite what we were looking for. But I think just not only, the planning, we actually have done probably an extra 12 reps in the red zone prep on Thursday and Saturday's practice. So it's definitely been an emphasis.
going into next week against the Giants, it'll be 364, 365 days since he was injured against the same team. Can you just talk about what Dak has done and just his rehab and where he is today? Was obviously his best running day. He looked like he's better than ever.
I mean, I don't know if an individual can do more than what Dak Prescott did after the injury. Obviously he's has tremendous work ethic and his his support group that he has surrounded himself with is impressive. And now I watch him, not only work on his daily craft, but his prehab process is unique, and I can't speak for him, but I think we're so far past that because everything he's put into it. You look at some of the broken plays today where he pulls the ball down and makes plays with his feet. So I think we're pretty far removed from that.
Just going off what you've seen this season, Coach, is Trevon Diggs the best corner in the league?
Well, I mean, he's definitely my best corner in the league, and that's all matters for the Dallas Cowboys. So he's a player of the month, and like I said earlier, he's working on player of the month #2.
What does it say about Amari the last couple of weeks, what he's been battling through? What kind of example that should
Yeah, I mean, Amari, it's noon game. You have a team meeting last night and recommended the guys get here a little earlier than normal just to make sure we're ready to go. And I was the second guy here today, and Amari Cooper was the first. And I think that tells you, he's doing all the little things. And I think like a lot of guys in this business, the longer you do it, it's the little things that go into it. So what he pushes through and the extra work that he does is, it's appreciated. But I think. Today we're just being smart with them, because it was bothering them pretty early in the game.
In terms of the defense overall, we talked about the takeaways, the sack numbers today. What can you just say about what Dan Quinn's been able to do through 4 games?
Oh no, Dan's done a phenomenal job. I mean, we're 4 games into it, and he probably wouldn't like hearing that, but it's just the teaching environment that we've been able to establish, and not only. The ability of everybody knowing what they're doing, but just the proactive adjustment approach. Our guys are doing a phenomenal job with that, and it's impressive to see us play with as many different combinations so far this early in the season. Dan, the coaches, and obviously the players deserve a ton of credit for that.
Mike, you've coached a lot of good teams before, teams that have won a lot before. Do you have to coach against overconfidence, complacency, or pros pretty much take care of that?
I don't feel it internally, but I understand how it works. I talked about it Wednesday in the team meeting. But the facts of the matter, we're 3-1. I mean, that's we're almost. I would say after this 3-game home stand, we'll be. I would consider that the first quarter of our season. So, and that's just the facts of the matter. We needed to win early this year. That was clearly, I think, evident coming off of last year. We've had some adversity, and it's been good to win having this adversity. But we have a lot of things we can be better at, and that's the way we'll approach it. We'll still evaluate the same way, win or no win. So, I'm not really big into comparables. I don't think it's fair to this team or the teams in the past. But I love the vibe of our group. I've said that since the spring. Their work ethic is top notch, but we still have a lot of room for improvement.
Connor McGovern as a fullback, that seems to be highly effective.
Just joking with him. I don't know if we're gonna go 26 or 36, but we have to see what happens. I think we're doing it about just the right amount. It's really a couple things. Connor's played good football, and we wanted to definitely keep him involved. So and it's been a nice auxiliary package for us.
Trust him carrying the ball too at some point?
That's a schematic question. So we don't answer those in here.